Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. Maybe it's not morning for you. Maybe it's evening for you. Anyway, welcome. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Today, I'm bringing you into the bathroom. It really is my morning routine because I want to do my Nebulyft treatment and show you guys some of the tips and tricks that I've learned over my months of using this. I absolutely love this. This video is in partnership with Nebulyft because they're having a sale. This is the original unit that Nebulyft came out with. This is a radio frequency unit. This is the N1. No, this is the R1. I always forget which one is which. This is the R1. This is the N1. The one that's on sale is this one. I know that a lot of you have recently purchased this or you've been using it for a while, and what I want to share with you today are the tips and tricks that I have learned over my months of using this, and I use this almost every single day. I love it so much. I feel like I could go on the professional circuit for Nebulyft usage. I really have found ways to make it more effective, make it more fun, make it feel better, just make it as big a part of my skincare routine as possible because the radio frequency is so powerful in this unit. They are having a sale. I'll have the dates and all the details listed down below, and it's really a cool one. This particular device, this is the R1, is 20% off, and you get a container of gel, so it's really a good deal if you've been thinking about it. So I'm going to hop in and just show you what I do every morning, just about. With my radio frequency device. The first thing that I do is I get my face cleaned off of all the skincare and moisturizer that I put on the night before. I don't really wash my face in the morning because my face is clean from the night before, but I do want to take off any residue that might interfere with the conductivity of the unit. So what I do is I just take a damp washcloth and I just run that all over my face. I don't know if you can hear me talking with the washcloth in front of my mouth. So I'm just going to rub this all over my face and get any skincare that might still be on the surface of my skin, which it probably isn't. It's probably all absorbed, but this just does clean off anything that might be there. The reason that I do my Nebulyft almost every single morning is twofold. First of all, it really does make a difference in my skin. I think for me, the most impactful results that I've had from radio frequency is the firmness and the plumpness of my skin. When I first started my skincare routine, my skin was not plump at all. It was pretty loose, and when you tapped it, it didn't bounce back. I think that radio frequency has done a lot to make my skin just feel plumper and firmer. And one thing I noticed when I first started using radio frequency, and it wasn't this device, I was testing actually another device from another company, is I did the treatment and I looked in the mirror and I thought, whoa, what just happened? Because my face literally looked like it had been ironed. My nasolabial folds and my marionette lines looked like someone had taken an iron and just ironed them out. And I couldn't figure out what had happened because certainly what we're doing with radio frequency is that we're increasing the collagen and elastin production in our skin to make our skin look plumper and firmer. So it didn't have enough time to do that during the treatment. What I have since found out is that the treatment itself gives you kind of a temporary plumpness and firmness to your skin. I was really blown away. Now, that first device I used, I didn't end up using it forever, clearly. There were just a lot of issues on how the device functioned. It had poor heat modulation and just other issues, conductivity issues that I didn't feel like it was really something ready for prime time. So when I first tried the Nebulyft, boy, I fell in love pretty quickly because I had found out that not all radio frequency devices are created equal. This one really does a fabulous job, and I have loved every single minute of it. Functions so very well. So once I have my face all cleaned off and it's a little bit dry now, the first thing I'm going to do is apply a gel. Now this is the gel that Nebulyft makes, and I believe you get this size free in the sale. You don't need to use the gel supplied by the company. They can end up being fairly expensive. However, if you want to use them, they always work great. They really do. I just generally use aloe vera, and then I add a mixture that increases the conductivity in this little spray bottle. If you want to find out more about that, I'll have that listed down below. I do like having a spray when I'm using my devices like my Nebulyft or my Microcurrent device, because it really helps to hydrate the gel on my skin. There are mornings where I take a long time to do my treatment because I have the time and I just want that extra boost to my skincare, and the gel does dry down, and this keeps it hydrated during the treatment. I have found that you can do one or two things with this particular gel. You can put a few drops on the head of the device before you start treating a certain area, or you can put it on your skin all over the areas you're going to be treating. I prefer to do the latter because I like to sit down on my couch and watch some YouTube videos while I'm doing my radio frequency device. So I like to be able to have the gel all over my skin and not have to stop and do it. So what I do is I just apply it around the areas that I'm going to be treating, and you can be as generous as you want with this. And I always make sure that I get it underneath my eyebrows, because I'm going to show you a little move that's a hot tip that can really improve the firmness of your eyelids. So now I have that gel on my face, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rub it around so that I have a nice even coat on my skin. I don't need to put it on my nose because I'm not going to be using it on my nose. So all over my cheeks, underneath my eyes, on the tops of my eyelids, in between my eyebrows in my 11th area, and then down underneath my chin. I only go down a little bit on my chin. I don't want to impact the area below, just that area right underneath my chin, because your thyroid is there and that sort of thing. You pretty much want to leave that alone for your radio frequency device. And yes, you can drink your coffee while you're doing it. I always do. The R1 functions a little bit different than the N1. The N1 is a one-touch button. The R1 has a couple of buttons. The first button you're going to use is right here on the side, and that's going to turn the unit on. You can hear it just go bleep. It's a cute little sound. And then with this button right down here, this is how you select the intensity. Now my skin is not sensitive, you guys know that. So I always go for the highest intensity. So I hit the button 5 times and boom, it's ready to go. Before I place this on my face, I always hydrate the area I'm going to be working on a little bit, just because I really like the slip on my skin from doing that. The first place that I use this is right between my eyebrows in my 11 area. And I'll tell you what, it's heating up right now. It feels so good. I think that's what I like about it so much, is that it's so very soothing. I've got my coffee, it's early in the morning, it's relaxing, it just feels terrific. So I'm going to work that area right around my 11s for as long as I feel like it's comfortable for me and I've really hit that area. One of the cool things about the Nebulyft is that you can really decide how long you're going to be treating a particular area. Now today I'm going to shorten up my routine just a little bit, simply because of a time factor, and I just want to show you guys the different moves that I've learned, so when you apply these to your own application, you can make it as long or as short as you want. So applying the Nebulyft to this area right in between my brows is really going to encourage collagen and elastin production in that area and soften my 11 lines. So I like to hit this absolutely every time I do a treatment, because it's really going to help those 11s not be as noticeable on my skin. Now the next area that I'm going to move to is an area that I didn't realize you could treat until I actually hopped on a call with the creator of the Nebulyft, and he talked to me about how it can be used. Did you know that you can actually firm your upper eyelids with this device? I was about blown away when they showed me this. So what you can do is you can move your device over to your eye area, and this bone right here, that's where you want to lay the device and just work it back and forth on that bone area and over your eyebrow. So you can see that I'm really just focusing on this upper area of my eyelid. I'm not placing it on the movable lid that covers your eyeball. You don't want to get it there, but you definitely can put it on that bone above your eyeball and work it back and forth. And oh my gosh, have I seen an improvement in the firmness of my eyelids from doing this. I do it every morning when I use this. Just slowly work it back and forth. Now, what you're going to learn when you get this device and you start using it is that there's little intervals that the device alerts you to. In other words, you move to an area and it'll kind of have a little vibration which will signal you to move on to the next area. Sometimes I'll do 2 rotations in one area, or sometimes I'll do less if I have less time. You really can customize this treatment to what you're looking to accomplish and how much time you have. The little vibration is just a helpful little time management tool. So I am rubbing that all over that bone above my eyeball, and I'm even bringing it down to the crow's feet area on the sides of my eyes, which will really help to firm and tighten that area. So then I move over to the other eye, and I'm going to add a little bit more hydration. You can see how handy it is to have a spray. I'll have a link below where I talk about the recipe for this spray if you want to create it for yourself. This is just a little spray bottle that I cleaned out from another product I had. It's a great spray bottle. Don't throw away your spray bottles. They're so handy. So I'm just going to do that other eye now, and I'm covering the eyebrow, focusing on that bone and slowly working it back and forth. And then as I bring it down, I'm hitting that crow's feet area right there. Okay, so now my brows are going to look all wild and woolly. The next area that I love to focus on is right underneath my eyes. Using this device is going to tighten and firm the skin underneath your eyes, and in the mornings when I use it, it really acts like a lymphatic massage for that area, which is why I love doing it. It feels so very good. So I'm going to take my spray, I'm going to hydrate underneath my eye, and I'm just going to run the device right underneath my eye with just the softest pressure. So I'm starting at the inside of my eye right here. You can see I just tuck it right up to my nose, and I bring it down along my lower lid and up into that crow's feet area. So I'm hitting that crow's feet area not only from doing my upper lid, but from my lower lid as well. I kind of add a little bit of pressure to this side as I'm moving upward, because that really hits the lymph area underneath my eye. And oh my gosh, it just feels so good. It really does. So not only am I getting the temporary firming of that area, I'm encouraging collagen and elastin production as well, and I'm getting lymphatic drainage. It just is so very lovely. So I'll move this back and forth, generally for a full cycle, until it kind of does that little vibration thing. If I feel like I have extreme puffiness underneath my eyes, which really doesn't happen that much anymore, but if I do, I can do a couple of cycles in this area to really work those lymph glands and that tender skin underneath my eyes. So I'm just going to work on the other side now. Same thing, hydrate it and tuck it right up to my nose and slowly move it out into the crow's feet area, putting a little bit of pressure on this edge so I'm feeling that lymphatic drainage. It just, oh, it's so dreamy. I love it. The nice thing about the Nebulyft is you can do 5 minutes, you can do 20 minutes. You really can customize it to whatever you have time for in the morning. And there are some mornings that I'll do a very long treatment all the way till it cycles off, and then I'll turn it back on again if I feel like I have the time and I just want the little extra boost in my skincare routine. Once I've done with my under eyes, then I'll move it down along my cheek area and do at least a full rotation in this cheek area. So all the way from underneath my eye, slowly moving it back and forth and just really hitting that area. Now I like to focus on my marionette lines and my nasolabial folds because those are problem areas in my skin. Really focusing on those areas is going to help the collagen and elastin growth. And when you're talking about firming up your skin, we're really talking about collagen and elastin production. And anything that we can do to encourage that is just going to help our results show up more quickly. So down along the bottom of my cheek, into the nasal labial folds and my marionette lines. So now I'm going to move over to the other side of my face, hydrate it a little bit. I just love the slip. I like it when it's really moist and really slippy. So all along that cheek area, just moving it back and forth slowly. The next area I'm going to treat is my mouth area, and I'm not going to be able to talk while I'm doing it because my mouth is going to be covered with this device. So I'm going to explain to you why I do it and how I do it. Because this increases collagen and elastin production, I really want to get it around my lip area because I have lip lines because I'm older, and of course that area around my mouth is not as tight and firm as it used to be. Nothing is. So I want to focus on my lip area. What I do is I hydrate the area. I already have my gel on, and I'm going to move it back and forth over my entire lip area, and you're going to see how it really hits my upper and lower lip and the marionette lines and the lip lines above my lip. So I've got it ready to go. I'm all hydrated, and I'm just going to take it and move it all the way across my mouth, back and forth. This feels so good. To finish up my treatment, I'm going to focus on the jawline on either side, you know, where we have these little saggy things that happen, and underneath my chin. So I already have my gel there. I'm going to hydrate one side of my face and take my unit and just slowly move it back and forth, really hitting that area. Now, the really cool thing about this is that little jowly pad will be improved from using the radio frequency there because it's increasing that collagen and elastin production, which helps to snap that skin up. You can use this move for as long as you'd like or as short as you like. I'm going to be a little bit shorter today just in the interest of time so that you guys really know all the different moves that I make without having it be a whole treatment process for you. So once I've done one side of my face, I'm going to move that right underneath my chin. We know how this little chin thing gets looser as we age, so I'm going to put it right in that area to help that skin get a little firmer and tighter. So just right underneath my chin. Now I'm going to hydrate the other side and just do exactly what I did on the first side. Run it slowly back and forth along my chin line and right underneath my chin and just give it a nice treatment. That's my entire treatment with my Nebulyft radio frequency device. What I do next is I just take that same washcloth, rinse it out, and then just clean my face off of the gels and hydration spray that's on my skin, and then I do my skincare. So it's super easy. Nebulyft does have two different models of the radio frequency device. This is the first one, the R1. This is the N1, the newer one. Now, what's the difference between these two? The original, the white one, is a little bit smaller than the newer device. It has 256 gold dots on the face of the unit. The black one, you can see it's a little bit bigger. This has 384 titanium microfrequency dots. So the difference really is in the surface area of the tool. This one has more surface area. You're going to get probably a little stronger treatment. However, I use this one for the majority of the time that I've been using radio frequency and have had really great results with this one. People always ask me which one should I buy, and my answer is whichever one you can comfortably afford. Clearly, it's great that this one is on sale for 20% off and you get the gel now, and I'll have again the dates listed down below. So you really just need to think what works best for you. I have found in my experience that a good at-home skincare device is worth its weight in gold. Really, they're so affordable compared to going in office for a treatment. The cool thing is that once you make a decision and buy it, you own it. In other words, you don't have to make appointments. You don't don't have to keep paying down the road to have another treatment. You can use it at home anytime you want. I think that good at-home devices are just such a bargain. So that's how I do my full radio frequency treatment. I hope you found it helpful. Those little moves for the upper eyelids and the mouth area, I think, are just golden. I have noticed a fuller look on my lips and tighter upper eyelids. It's really been pretty dramatic, and I'm loving the fact that I now know how to do those moves. Again, I want to thank Nebulyft for working with me on this video. They are having a 20% off sale. I'll have all the details listed down below. I want to thank you so much for joining me today in my bathroom. I hope you found this fun, useful, and helpful. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Again, I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and style for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.